Welcome back to the Hurry Up Podcast presented by Hoop Good Media Group, powered by TriStateFootball.com. Be sure to follow us on all social media at HG Media Group and at TS Football. Today we have Western Hills Mustangs coach Derek Webster. He'll be joining us in just a few to talk about his team and this week's matchup with Woodward, the Bulldogs. So Western Hills looking to make a playoff push here in Division I, Region 4. And we will hear from Coach Derek Webster right after this. Yo, it's Lamp, and guess who's back in the game? After a little time on the sidelines to rest and refocus, Lamp's Lab is stepping back onto the field, and we're coming back stronger than ever. We've leveled up our guests, and we're bringing that same energy you love with a whole new edge. It's comeback season. So whether you've been with us since day one or you're just joining the squad, now's the time to lock in. New episodes dropping soon, so follow Lamp's Lab wherever you listen and get ready because we're officially back in the game. So welcome back to the Hurry Up. We've got Western Hills Mustangs coach Derek Webster here. Coach, you're kind of going through a tougher season, but what can you say about your team so far, and kind of what have you seen from them in the improvement and things of that nature?
So we've kind of gone through it this year with injuries and just different things like that. Just things that we kind of deal with. Week one, we were winning, everything but 2 minutes. And, you have 5 or 6 missed tackles that could win you the game, and it just doesn't happen. The one thing I'll say about our kids is that they've fought, they've dealt with adversity, and we're still put ourselves in a position to potentially make the playoffs. And, we tell them all the time that, you can't win a state championship if you don't make the playoffs. So the biggest thing right now is to go 1-0 every week and try to make the playoffs.
And talk about some of your players, your quarterback, Mari Beckley in particular. What have you seen from him this year, and kind of, where he's at in his development?
He's been real good for us this year. He's actually kind of been dealing with some things right now and won't be playing this week, but we're going to be rolling with his backup, Juice, and he's done well for us. He actually played in the Hughes game and won that game. So he's another kid that his passing is improving. But John Tavy is one of our running backs, plays outside linebacker for us too. Dynamic athlete and only a sophomore.
And being that you're kind of, I guess, maybe a little inexperienced, that quarterback, a new guy, kind of, would that rely you to lean on Mitchell a little more in the running game?
Oh yeah, he's our workhorse. And then the great thing is that we have 3 running backs really with him and Zachariah Camp that can kind of give him a spell, and then being able to run the quarterback a little bit with Juice. But yeah, we lean on Aaron every week, and he's a leader for our team. He's a captain. Runs the ball hard and is one of our top guys in total tackles this year too at linebacker.
And you got Woodward this week coming in, and they've kind of been in the same boat a little bit. But what kind of challenges, do they present for you this week?
So they have a really athletic quarterback that can present some problems. And the thing is, it doesn't matter about the records or anything like that. They're going to come in and they're going to play their tails off just like we are. And they're going to – I tell our kids – I've been telling our kids all week, listen, we're going to see some things that we haven't seen on film yet. We're going to see some things that they're going to come out and they're going to do their best to win the game just like we are. But they can present some problems. They got one of their slot receivers that they kind of move around. He can present some problems, and the quarterback's athletic. So we got to be really, fundamentally sound. We got to rely on the game plan and let that play out. Offensive or defensively, they're pretty good in the secondary. So we got to make sure that we are smart with our pass concepts and stuff like that, and not make mistakes.
And defensively, you have another Mitchell on that side of the ball. Is it Stefan or Steven? How do you pronounce
Stephen, yeah.
Stephen? Stephen
Hmm.
Mitchell, your leading tackler, one of the top tacklers in the CMAC. Uh, what are you seeing from him kind of flying around, getting to the ball, and things like that?
He's a dude for us. Plays center and plays defensive line for us, and we've kind of moved him around. Last week against Taft, he had to play defensive end. Other times in the year, he's played a little bit more in the interior of the defensive line, and he's a problem wherever we put him. I mean, Taft is really good up front, and he had 3 or 4 tackles for loss against them. He's hard to get the edge on, and then when he's inside, if you want to run dive or midline or anything like that, he can really present a lot of problems. And the great thing about a lot of these guys we're talking about, we haven't talked about a senior yet, so that's kind of what we're looking at too.
Yeah, a lot of underclassmen definitely will get that experience coming back next year. And you talked about opportunity to get in the postseason still, and we all know the Division 1, Region 4, very very tough situation. Um, you would be looking at a lower seed getting in. So how do you approach coming in as a major underdog, maybe that first round? And what do you tell your team to go out there and try to pull off an upset?
Well, the best thing about it is, and we've talked about it too. And 2 years ago, we made the playoffs. We kind of said the same thing. We're in a special situation. You just got to make the playoffs. Not everybody makes the playoffs in Ohio. So to be in and have a chance, that's all you can ask for. It's 0-0. That's everybody's record is 0-0. We're going to prepare to win, and I say it all the time. Our goal is always going to be to win a state championship. It doesn't matter if we're the 1 seed or the 12 seed. If we make the playoffs, our goal is to win a state championship. So we're going to go and prepare for that. And the thing is, nobody's going to give us a chance, but nobody gives us a chance in a lot of the games that we play. So why should that be different? We just got to go out there, limit our mistakes, and go out there and play ball.
And talk about finally, you're in the CMAC, who I believe sometimes get overlooked as well, but really great teams in the CMAC, tough, athletic. Um, what can you say just about the CMAC and the players you are playing against, coaches you're coaching against, and how there's kind of no weeks off, week in and week out?
Oh, I mean, I think it's one of the more underrated conferences in the state. Um, you look at it with the talent that comes out of the CMAC in football, it's really crazy. I mean, you're probably going to have 10+ Division 1 kids come out and sign this year out of the conference, and that's on the low end. You're looking at on the red side. I mean, you're looking at potentially 4 or 5 teams making the playoffs in different divisions and making long runs in the playoffs. I mean, the last 2 years you've had a CMAC team in a regional championship game, and last year Taft made the state semifinals, and they're poised to make runs again this year too. It's always tough, and really good coaches in the CMAC. Um, you can't just out athlete people in the CMAC. You have to go to work. You have to get that done. And you even look at our schedule, and we've only lost to one team with a losing record. The rest of our schedule is really good, and we actually have 3 or 4 teams that are on our schedule that are gonna potentially have first round buys.
Mm.
So we kind of go through the gauntlet, but that's what we want. And I tell our kids all the time, when you play talent like that, guys that want to go play ball in college, this is the film that you want. And I think some of the guys put up some good film against Taft and Harrison and other teams that we played this year, and so that's how they're going to get noticed.
Well, Coach, that's well said. Uh, appreciate you joining me here this week. Sorry about that little mix-up, but it's all good. And Good luck this week against Woodward, and good luck as you pursue that playoff berth.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, that was Coach Derek Webster from Western Hills High School, the Mustangs over there on Ferguson Road. Um, always put up the great effort. They're always out there, and they got a chance, like he said, squeak into the playoffs there in Division One, Region 4. So appreciate Coach Webster coming through, talking to us about his squad. Thanks for watching the Hurry Up Podcast. Again, be sure to follow us on all social media at HG Media Group and at TS Football. Thanks to Western Hills coach Derek Webster for joining me today. And week 9 in the books, one final week of the regular season to go. And we hope to have some great guests on next week as well. So thanks for watching the Hurry Up, and we'll see you next time.